Realtv, your #1 source for video. It's rush hour in the big city. Prime time for brazen robbers, oblivious to the TV cameras.
This subject's gonna kill somebody.
A high-speed chase. The suspect wants one more swig from the bottle before he goes for the cops. Firefighters don't give up until the job is done. And that means getting the poor cat. A vicious twister gobbles up everything in its way. And these guys are getting the Cobra really angry. Whatever you do, don't blink. Realtv is on the air.
Hi, I'm John Daly, and every time I think we've come up with tape of the most bizarre ending to a police chase, we get one even more bizarre. Now, the suspect decides he wants to have one for the road as the end is near. Our Michael Brownlee shows you what the man reaches for just before he's caught and cuffed.
88, 89 miles an hour.
It's a dangerous high-speed pursuit on a highway in Fulton County, Georgia. Officer R.C. Hayes is in his police cruiser with lights flashing and dashboard camera rolling. The chase begins when a suspected drunk driver and passenger blow through a radar speed trap manned by Officer Hayes.
70 said originally going to stop him for 78 miles an hour on I-85. Now we're at 97.
The only good thing about this chase is that it's shortly after midnight and traffic is light.
73, were you able to get in touch with GSP? I'm having problems keeping up with this subject.
The driver is aggressive and reckless. He's hitting speeds in excess of 100 miles per hour, sometimes even driving on the wrong side of the road.
Disregard that radio. We're getting back on the freeway the wrong way again, back to 285. I've been engaged in a lot of high-speed pursuits before, and this was probably one of the strangest that I've been involved in.
Officer Hayes uses his experience to try to stop the pursuit. He contacts a truck driver by CB radio and asks for help.
18-wheeler right there at Collins Road. Go on and slow down and block that ramp for me.
The plan works, but the fugitive is still on the run. Finally, a break. It looks like the pursuit is over, but as Officer Hayes approaches, the suspect makes a U-turn and keeps moving.
73, this subject's gonna kill somebody.
But wait, you might have missed this. When you look closely, you can see the passenger exit the car as the driver begins his turn. The passenger is taken into custody by another police unit. It's nearly 30 minutes into the pursuit. The fugitive has pulled far ahead of Officer Hayes, but a roadblock is about to even the score.
173, he's done some damage to the vehicle. He's unable to steer it. He lost control of his car. He spun around, went across the median and stopped it in the center grass and dirt area. And it was a little wet, but he still had his foot on the accelerator and the tires were spinning while he was stuck in the mud.
Now, you've seen some bizarre endings to pursuits on Realtv before, but nothing quite like this. While police surround the vehicle, the driver decides he needs a nightcap and takes one last swig from a brown-bagged bottle of booze.
He figured he might ought to get the last drink before he went to jail. If you run from the police, you're going to get caught in the state of Georgia, especially in Fulton County, and you will be arrested.
A lesson this bottle-swigging suspect learns the hard way.
Now, police say the driver was a repeat offender who knew he faced felony charges if he was caught again. Well, later, the most astonishing tape of rampant crime I've ever seen. Just look at those boys. We'll tell you all about it later. But now, in Los Angeles, cameras arrive at a fire just after firefighters. The scene is filled with raw emotions. A loved one is in trouble. A house in South Central Los Angeles is on fire. Emotions ignite when victims believe a loved one is trapped inside. A man carries this frantic woman away from the fire to try to soothe her fears. As flames torch out of nearly every window, firefighters take to the roof to try to control the blaze. What the panicked woman doesn't know is that the person she fears to be inside the home is actually safe and sound. The victim was rescued earlier by neighbors. But the drama isn't over yet. To add to the anxiety, the family cat is trapped on the roof. When she sees him, we can hear the frantic woman screaming to rescue crews. Almost instantly, a firefighter heads up a ladder to help the traumatized animal. Without a second thought, he tosses the cat to the front lawn. The feline hits the ground running. Although the house is burned beyond repair, no one was killed. And although he was thrown from the roof, the family cat was uninjured. And we have another amazing shot to show you now, and you'll see it only on Realtv. A twister is heading for the beach. As you watch this extremely engrossing footage of a Turkish tornado, try and guess what those objects are floating around in the sky. A hint, this absolutely awesome little whirlwind is unfurling at a seaside resort near Istanbul, and the unidentified flying objects are part of the seashore furnishings. Watch as the tornado grows until it forms an almost perfectly symmetrical funnel. Isn't that spectacular? Last chance to guess. There's your answer. Those are beach umbrellas soaring through the sky. Even if you're wrong, you're a winner because only winners watch Realtv. Now, luckily, the beach was deserted when the tornado hit. Well, next, Realtv tags along with the snake hunters. They coax, they anger, and in general, they annoy the snake until it gives up. It's a dangerous search for a deadly cobra in the desert of southern Morocco. The team knows they're headed in the right direction because what you're seeing are fresh cobra tracks, a cobra's imprint leading into this hole. So they begin digging, and a camera crew documents the search on tape. They shine a mirror in the hole looking for the deadly snake, but the hole goes deeper, so they continue to dig. Finally, there it is. For a closer look, they pull on the snake's tail. They want the cobra's attention, and they get it. It comes out of the hole with its hood flared, and it's a 6-foot-long Egyptian cobra. This man is Mokhtar, and he's a veteran snake charmer of 35 years. He begins his magic. The snake retreats, looking for his burrow, but it's covered up, and that makes him angry. Watch the lightning-quick strike again in slow motion. In the end, the cobra's no match for Mokhtar. He catches the snake in his bag, and it's all in a day's work. Wow. Now, if you've been to some exotic locations, we'd love to see your home video. You can reach us toll-free at 1-888-REAL-TV1. Well, now take a look at what we've got for you next.
It's an amazing race. The scientists in the chopper versus the bear in the woods.
That's her.
Later, look at these guys. They're not afraid of anyone. And there's no such thing as a bad hair day for this guy. Plus, the juggler who has all the angles figured out. No scripts, no actors, and never a second take. Realtv returns in just a moment.
You've got to shake it down and whip your body round. Come with me, baby. We're watching Realtv.
Oh, yeah. Welcome back. In the woods, a bear is being chased by a loud and speedy chopper, but it's for its own good. Our Sabila Vargas shows you the great lengths scientists go to understand wildlife.
northwest corner of Canada lies a wilderness jewel. Snow-capped mountains and glaciers provide a sanctuary to some of North America's finest wildlife population. One of these creatures is the grizzly bear. Claweny National Park is part of Canada's Yukon Territory and home to about 200 of these mammoth mammals. But in recent years, there's been a growing demand for more public access to this area. That creates a problem because man and grizzlies don't mix. Well, a group of scientists and rangers want to make it easier for the two to live together. It's part of a $1 million program to study the territorial habits of the grizzly. Now, it sounds scientific, but it's also very dangerous. Part of the mission involves placing a tracking collar like this one around the neck of a grizzly. Imagine placing one of these around a 600 or 700-pound bear. The particular bear they're after today already has a collar, making it easy to follow.
That's her.
The collars last about 2 years before they expire and fall off, and this bear is due for a new one. The crew prepares to tranquilize it with a dart. They must work fast.
Come back on trees, isn't it?
Chase times are limited to 10 minutes so that the bear doesn't overheat.
Not an ideal location. I think we're going to have to maybe find him another day.
Looks like this is the bear that got away.
He's a little smarter now.
It doesn't take long to find another bear, and again, they must work quickly. This time, they get the bear. It takes about 10 minutes for the tranquilizer to fully take effect. The bear lands in a wooded area, and they'll have to move him to open ground. It takes 5 men to do the job. Once he's secure, they begin their tests. First, they lubricate the bear's eyes to keep them from drying out. An antibiotic is injected near the dart wound to ensure no infection in the area. They begin to measure him, take DNA samples, and remove one of his molars to determine his age. And they put a tracking collar on him. The last part of the study involves weighing the massive creature, and it's going to take everything they have to do that. This guy is so heavy, he turns out to be a record for these scientists, weighing in at 580 pounds. With that, the scientists get all they need, and our sleepy bear begins to finally wake up. It'll be a little while before he's completely out of this daze. It may seem tough on the bear, but it's all necessary. By doing these tests, scientists will find out the bear's favorite feeding areas, and the bear's habitat can be clearly mapped out. That way, man and bear can live in this wondrous territory, together, but at a safe and comfortable distance.
Now, so far, the scientists have caught 23 grizzly bears out of the 200 in the area. The collars will automatically fall off after 2 years. We'll be right back.
Still ahead, the streets where no one is safe. And it's horsepower versus hair power. Plus, the juggler and his incredible music machine. Always amazing. Realtv.
Hi, I'm Tina. And I'm Sarah. We're here in Cincinnati, and we love watching Realtv!
Tina and Sarah, thank you very much. Well, the people in this next tape have no shame. Look at what's happening here. Robbers during rush hour act like kids in a candy store. Now, this goes on day and night, even when the street is crowded with people. It is one of the largest cities in South America, a thriving metropolis with bustling streets and big city traffic. But Lima, Peru is also home to some of the world's boldest crooks. Locals call them surprise thieves. In front of hundreds of eyewitnesses and even caught on camera, these guys strike when you least expect it. Hidden cameras capture this guy, who looks like he's innocently walking the streets, but actually, he's a thief. Watch as he approaches his first victim. But the car slips away before the thief can make his move. 24 hours later, same place, same thief. It looks like he's spotted another unsuspecting victim. The thief moves in and prepares for what is about to be a 2-second robbery. Watch as he runs to match the speed of the white car at the corner of the screen. After shattering the window, he grabs the driver's purse and takes off during a 100-meter dash up the rampway. Surprisingly, onlookers do absolutely nothing to stop him. And the victim? Well, she's left for broke on the side of the road. So if you're ever traveling in Lima, Peru, just remember, always be ready to expect the unexpected. And leave your purse locked in the trunk. Well, right now, cops can't figure out how to stop the crime. Until they do, they warn everyone to avoid that street. Well, now take a look at what we're working on for the next Realtv.
Don't even think of missing Realtv Monday, so you can see the incredible video of a real-life backdraft and the doped-up polar bear who falls into the water. Plus, we'll find out what's inside that shark. That's tomorrow on Realtv.
Yes.
Well, I know you've been waiting for this one. It's the hair guy we've been telling you about. Even the most experienced Realtv researchers were amazed at this tape. Boonlo Rirawansak worries more about his hair than most 49-year-old men. That's because this Bangkok's mop top is special. Boonlo's got a head like a rock, and he can prove it. After tying a nice, neat bow in a piece of cloth, this Thai TV reporter gives it a tug. But the hair won't budge. Impressive. But Boonlo's just getting warmed up. With a single knot, he lifts a 10-year-old boy and spins him around like a little rag doll. And if that's not enough, this Samson will put his locks of steel to the ultimate test, pulling a small car. Pulls the car 28 1/3 meters, over 92 feet. But even this hard-headed hair puller has his limits. Boonlo can't budge the camera crew's news van. Maybe they forgot to tell him they left the parking brake on. Well, the man on our next tape is part juggler, part percussionist, and part geometry major. Put it all together, and you get some fascinating Realtv. You're watching and listening to Michael Mashon create a juggling musical symphony at one of his New York performances. Michael is using a triangle only 10 feet high, so there isn't much overhead in his line of business, which seems to suit him just fine. With a talent like this, it's no wonder that he created stage work for the famed Cirque du Soleil. Michael's got 30 years of juggling experience under his belt. Needless to say, he's got all the angles covered. Well, now take a look at this. It's today's Realtv quiz.
I know it's late, but it's my wife. She's always a bit late, Captain.
This skit was filmed at Chicago's famed Second City Theater back in 1965. Do you recognize this actor? He has been a TV host as well as a comedic movie actor. Can you name him? We'll be right back with the answer.
If you have Realtv, call us toll-free at 1-888-REAL-TV1 or on the web, reach us at realtv1.com.
Here's the answer to our Realtv quiz.
You can wait, can't you?
In the 70s, this guy hosted the TV show Fernwood Tonight. He's 25-year-old Fred Willard, recent star of Waiting for Guffman. Thanks for playing the Real TV quiz. So many tapes, so little time, so join us again for the next Real TV. And once again, we'll give you something to talk about.
If you have a scary moment caught on tape, we'd like to see it. Call 1-888-REAL-TV1 to find out how to make money selling your home video.